Well, greetings and good morning, Masters University students. This is Mr. Doucette. This is week number 3 in our 8-week course here at the Masters University in Business Communications. And so glad to have you in the class. This week is week 3. And before I actually get into the content of this week, I just want to recap a little bit from the last 2 weeks. First off, I want to say that all of you have been it seems like all of you have been reading my comments, especially on your writing assignments, and trying to kind of front load it with a lot of information so that way as we move through the course that you kind of know what I'm looking for and expecting out of the writing assignments. I can tell that a lot of you have taken a lot of time in your writing assignments, that you've really were very careful in how you worded them, and you guys are doing a tremendous job of keeping them professional, conversational, positive. I'm really impressed. So great job on that. And then many of you are catching on right away with the way that the document looks, the formatting, as well as the use of text design to improve readability and skim value. And that's really what sets business writing, I think, apart from essay writing or English writing or even writing a book or something like that, is that you're trying to keep it brief, you're trying to keep it simple, you're trying to keep it to the point, and you're also making it visually appealing. So that way, when somebody looks at your document, they can easily scan the page and get the gist of what it's about without having to necessarily dig dirty into all the sentences and paragraphs. They're going to look at it and go, hey, this is important. I need to really read it, or this isn't that important. I can see the main points from what's been highlighted in bold or underlined. There's a meeting at this date at this time. Okay, I got it. I know I'll be there. So that's kind of the idea. I always say busy business people don't have time to read long documents. So the idea is to make it as appealing as we can for them to read it, because then they're probably going to read it. And that's the goal of it. So very practical, I know. And that's kind of what I'm focusing on. And of course, many of you are getting that already. You're utilizing text design. You're making your documents look fantastic. They're laid out on a page in such a way that your eye is it's appealing to the eye, and it's easy to read and scan. So keep that up. But what we're going to be looking at this week, we just really continue on. This course is very repetitive in the sense that we kind of follow the same format. The only difference is occasionally you have an exam, and I believe this week is one of those weeks where you have an exam. So I'm going to go ahead and select Module 3 here, and it'll take us to what you should be working on this week. So this week we're looking at chapters 5 and 6, and that's pretty much what we'll be doing the entire course. We'll just be picking up 2 chapters a week until the last week. And by the way, I just want to give you a little preview. The very last week of the course, there is a capstone project that goes with this class. So there'll be no grammar assignments. There'll be no writing assignments, except for a final writing assignment, which will be pretty significant. So it is a proposal that you're going to be doing, where you're going to try and get 2 companies to come together, and you're going to make a proposal as a representative of one company to the other. And so you need to know how to do a proposal, which you'll be learning, but you'll also want to lay that out professionally as a proposal. And you'll also be giving a verbal pitch. So you're going to want to do a presentation as well. And we'll talk about that later, but I just want to give you a heads up that last week is going to be pretty intense as far as all that goes. But this week, again, there's some readings to do. There's some lectures to watch. There is the discussion post about World Hammer Comics. I believe this is, I think maybe there was a phone message from World Hammer Comics to X3, but they couldn't make out what it was saying. So how would you approach that? What would you do to try and get back in contact with them? The writing assignment corresponds with that as well. You do have 2 grammar assignments, one for chapter 5 and chapter 6. I don't know what they're on. They could be semicolons and colons and hyphens and things like that, commas. And then you have 2 writing assignments. And these, I think one of them may not be an actual writing assignment. It may be a little diversion. I'm not sure, but I'll take a look. Sorry, I jumped ahead by doing that. But I think if you go to the writing assignments, you'll see that one of them is not an actual document this week. I think it might be something else. Nope. Okay, writing assignment number 5 is a document. And so actually both of them are documents this week. I believe it's next week you're going to be given a little bit of a break from all the writing assignments. So anyway, so that's you're going to be doing 2 writing assignments. I think they're either both emails or one's a memo, one's an email. but make sure you follow the proper formatting of that. And then you have your first exam, and this does require lockdown browser, so you can't surf the web while you're doing the exam. It's all multiple choice questions, however, and it's worth 30 points. And I believe you actually have your second exam in 2 weeks after this. So keep that in mind. So that's pretty much it. Just kind of follow the same format. Make sure that you get your discussion in by Thursday. I will make comments whenever you post it. I'm trying to go in every day and give comments on discussion posts and grade. I think I missed on Sunday altogether, but I'll be grading all that stuff from last week that still needs to be graded later today. So keep up the good work. You guys are doing a great job. I'm excited to have you. Excited to have so many. This is the largest class I've had in a while, so I'm very excited about that. Um, Please let me know if you need anything. If you need to reach out to me for any reasons whatsoever, don't hesitate to do so. I would count it a privilege. If you need some prayer about anything, feel free to reach out to me. That way you can text me, email me, or you can call me on my phone. I give you my phone number. That's the number that's provided in the course on the email. If you look at the email signature block, that's my cell number. So feel free to call me or text me. But if that's pretty much it for this week. If you have any, again, questions or concerns, reach out. If not, have a wonderful week. Be blessed in the Lord and all that you do, and let Him show Himself strong in you, whose hearts are loyal to Him. Amen.